Hello and welcome to this brand new must-watch show, if I may add. If there are any queries that you have on what course to study and where you need help as you apply for your dream job, well, look no further. It's all possible and we help get your concerns addressed and questions answered so that you can have all that you ever wanted within reach. You can tweet us or even send us your recorded messages on our online page. Share your thoughts with us. Remember, if it matters to you, it matters to us. And this evening, management is our big focus. The CAT, a common aptitude test, which gets you into top management institutes in the country, are done. Many have done very well, but it's not a done deal yet. You have to clear other rounds as well, and here's how you can do it.
It's no surprise that getting into the top business schools in the country is no easy task. All branches of the Indian Institute of Management only admit the crème de la crème of students. Of the 1.6 lakh students who take the CAT exam, only few find space here. Each business school has its own criteria to admit students. And at the IIMs, while writing the CAT exam being step 1, step 2 is the personal interview and the written ability test stage. Most IIMs have done away with the group discussion part of the admission process, finding it too difficult to accurately gauge a student's logical reasoning ability. So what do you need to impress the interviewers?
One is the subject knowledge in which they have graduated, because that is something which is probed thoroughly. Secondly, if they are coming from any industry experience, so thorough understanding about that industry, competitive landscape. Another thing which we look is the logical ability of a student.
For PI, I had to brush through my entire CV points. Brushing through the CV is very critical, and every student should know what all points he has mentioned in that particular resume, so that he can come out confidently when being asked.
The interview goes hand in hand with the written ability test, which tests your general knowledge and your writing competence, and therefore cannot be neglected at any cost.
When it comes to preparation for the written ability test, one needs to look at the kind of topics that the IIMs have asked over the years. So, in order to do well in such a diverse variety of topics, the students first have to inculcate the habit of writing a specific set of words in a given time frame. Because a student faces two major challenges. One, with respect to time, because it's very difficult to complete an essay in the given time. And two, to write that in an organized manner.
Clearly, cracking the CAT exam is only the beginning. There are several other battles to be won. In New Delhi with camera person Nishant Atri, Kriti Mathur for Ndtv.
Right, so of course, those are some key tips that you must keep in mind if you're going to be taking that exam. But here's someone who's cracked it and how. T.S. Sravanth, who's the topper, this year's CAT topper, with a 99.98 percentile. Can it really get any better? Well, Sravanth now joins us on the program. Thanks very much for speaking to us, Sravanth. Many, many congratulations from all of us here. Has it really sunk in? Is the party still on?
I actually was quite surprised looking at the result. I was really happy looking at it. It has taken quite a lot of hard work to get it.
Was it lonely preparing? What was it like? I would imagine that the support of family and friends, very, very important. Who and what did you lean on?
One thing is being determined, whatever negative results we have, even through our way. And I have had a lot of support from my parents and even my friends. Like, they are there for me whenever I felt low. They held upon me. They believed in me more than myself.
Did you have to stop doing, say, all the regular things, the movies, the outings, the hanging out with friends, or sort of did you mix work and play really well?
No, actually, it wasn't like I wasn't like completely preparing for this itself. This was one of the things which I took up. I had some other responsibilities also, even in my college. Like, I was one of the core members for our cultural festival. So it was like this one of the things which I did, and I basically had time for everything. So while preparing, I used to do only preparation, but other time I was quite fun going out with friends, and I did all kinds of stuff.
I'm sure that'll come as a great relief to all those students out there. You went out there, you had your fun. But to all those watching who need to know, how do you get this 99.98 percentile? I mean, I'm sure that genius is always more perspiration than inspiration. But what would you say? How did you crack it?
First thing is you need to be determined and focused. So what I did was, my preparation was mainly I did mock CAT tests. So the mock CAT tests, they helped me a lot as to gauge where I am and what extra I need to do for getting a good place. So so even if I get low percentile in any of the exams, just leave it there and just look at what all mistakes you have done. Don't keep the result in mind. Just leave it there. Be focused and determined. Just be confident that you will crack it whatever happens. If you are determined and focused, like, nothing can stop you from cracking it.
Do you have a clear picture in mind on what happens next? Are you sort of going after that high-paying job, or do you want to sort of set yourself up as an entrepreneur? Anything sorted there?
If I have a good idea and a good team to start entrepreneurship, I'll go ahead with it. If not, like, first I'll take up a job, get a lot of experience, and then I'll be moving on to entrepreneur field.
Right. Thanks very much, Sravanth, for joining us with all of that. And of course, many congratulations to you again. Right, so keep your questions coming in, and we have Mahesh Perry, Chairman and Publisher of Careers 360, now joining us. Mahesh, thanks so much for coming in. Sravanth, of course, 99.98 percentile. It's better than the best dream any aspirant would have. But I would imagine that the numbers of such students would be really few.
Absolutely. Actually, if you take the entire IIM cadre, you have 1,300 seats. The 99.98 percentile would be about 8-9 of them, and nothing more than that.
Really?
So, in a sense, we have to talk about the 1,300 which are going to go into the IIMs, and then talk of the rest.
The focus, of course, among the things, the queries that one keeps hearing of is, what if I'm not in this creamy layer? What if I'm not among those who've made it with such high marks? What about life after not making it to these top institutes?
I think we need to be pretty clear about how the B school selection process works. You have one selection process for IIM through CAT, and then you have the other big B schools. You take over Jamnal Bajaj or Wellinkar or Narsi Monji or all these people, Manipal and all. And for them, the weight of the CAT score might be different.
Right.
I know some very good B schools who have only 30% score for a CAT, weight for a CAT score. And they actually look at the other extracurricular activity the student has, the kind of academic record he's got in the past.
Okay.
So anyone who's not got great score on CAT, don't worry about it. It's past, it's over, and it's done.
Right.
You start looking at B schools which have lesser weightage for a CAT score.
Right.
And approach them with your past, which is the kind of work that you've done over the last 4 years.
To supplement the score that you have.
Absolutely. Right. Because I personally believe, this is the reason why we exist, is that no single day should determine your life.
Right. True.
And 2 bad hours should not determine what your life is going to be.
That's really,
so from
that's
that
really
perspective,
important to know. Yes, no single day should determine your life. There's lots more up ahead. There's lots more that you've also succeeded with. In fact, that leads us to our first question that we have. My CAT percentile is 70 only, as I could not devote much time to preparation due to my hectic schedule. But I'm confident that I can compete with the best in the group discussion and the personal interview round. Please tell me about the top B schools where I still stand a chance of admission this academic year.
There are quite a few. Again, as I said, CAT is taken by a few B schools. There are many more B schools which take examinations beyond CAT also.
But how does 70 percentile figure? Where does it, average, above average?
Decent B schools will get it. Because as I said, there are a lot of B schools, good B schools, who give lesser weight to an examination score, which is the test examination that we talk about. The first thing is you start approaching for CMAT, which is the examination that AACT conducts on behalf of a lot of management schools.
Right.
And also take the state level entrance examinations like Maharashtra CET, Common Entrance Test.
Right.
Because if you take Maharashtra, Jamnalal Bajaj, quite a few very good B schools, KJ Sumaya and all, admit students through Maharashtra Common Entrance Test.
Okay.
Similarly, TNSET, PSG, some of the very good B schools again admit.
I see.
So one is that you take the other examination.
This is that one common CAT score
Yeah.
plus whatever else that
No,
they
then CAT is out of the
and these are going to be separate.
Absolutely.
But the preparation would be the same.
More or less similar.
Okay.
More or less similar.
So you're not sort of starting from scratch when you want to take these
You're
exams, right?
Basically, you're starting back with whatever you had learned
Right.
and approaching another examination because you
Right.
presume that you had one bad day in the CAT
Right.
examination.
Right.
And once you take that, one is, approach all the B schools which have lesser weight for CAT score and greater weight for your past academic pursuits and extracurricular and all, and see whether you can, get
Right.
into them. Two, approach a couple of other examinations that, because now that you have a bad CAT score, and CMAT is one big examination,
I
90,000 students appear for that.
Right.
Most B schools in this country will accept it.
You're basically saying, Mahesh, just let me see if I've got this right, that expand your horizon. There's just don't just focus on CAT and
Absolutely.
sort of put all your eggs in this one basket.
Exactly.
There's a lot else on offer. And in fact, it's not just the CAT score, right? There's also the personal interview, there's also the group
Absolutely.
discussion. In fact, that brings us to our next question. This person writes in to say that I have 98 percentile in CAT, I've been shortlisted at the IIMs, but how important is the group discussion, personal interview stage?
See, it's very, very important. Having said that, the weights that the GD, the PI and these kind of things have vary from B school to B school.
I see.
But having said that, it's extremely important that, you perform well in GD and PI. Don't rest on your laurels of your 98 percentile. It might just take you away because I know a lot of people who got very good score in CAT,
I see.
but by the time the GD and PI came, they went back. Okay. So you shouldn't rest on your laurels because that's going to be a problem for you. Having said that, even if you have a bad CAT score also, don't worry about that because you can make it up in GD and PI.
I see. So what's the weightage like?
For each B school is different. Yeah, for each B school is different. Right. They have their own thing. I know some of the B schools who have a lot of weight on your extracurricular in the last 2 years because management is all about leadership and driving it. So it's not about how good you do your math. It's also about how good you lead your teams.
Right.
So they have a larger score for what you've done over the past 2 years. It can be that you're a president of a club or whatever it is. They give 30% weight.
Right.
So these are things that you need to be cautious of. A CAT score is an entry point, but it doesn't mean that it determines what you're going to do beyond the IIMs for sure.
Right, it's not the be-all and end-all really, as it were. But of course, the end result that everyone's looking for is that dream job within reach. So what are those in positions to hire you, headhunters, HR heads, and of course, corporates also have to say on the kind of people that they look for who have got these management degrees? Let's listen in.
For one, the ability to communicate effectively. I found, as I've interacted with management students, that they lack clarity of thought and they also lack the attentive listening that is required for one to understand what is needed and therefore act upon it. In addition to that, it's also how you package information and present it. I believe the ability to collaborate and work in a team setup is a much needed skill that corporate India needs today.
So we've heard all of that, but a lot of course goes, like you said, that management course also is not just mathematics, they're also talking to you about leadership and all of that. So what really do you keep in mind on how after taking this exam you get to that final destination, which is the job that you've always had in mind? What are the three things that you should keep in mind?
I would first of all always tell the students, because I've met a lot of students who went for a big brand or a big salary and they regret it. If you start loving a job, if you get into a job where you like the role and love the job, then the growth would be multiple times over the next 5 years. Whereas if you get into a job because the company is big or the salary is big, you will not enjoy it, and you will, from a manager, you will become a senior manager in 5 years' time, which is not the end all objective, right? So I will always say that first understand over the next 2 years when you're doing your MBA of what is it that interests you in terms of aptitude. It can be marketing, which means you're an aggressive person. It can be finance because you're an analytical person. But understand that. Once you understand that, go and approach companies which will offer you that role.
I see.
Irrespective of what the company is, irrespective of what the brand is. I know a lot of people who get into very big companies and leave them within 6 months because they don't enjoy the job, and they start looking out for a job, and it becomes all the more different. The choice that you make of a job should be depending on your aptitude and your interest of the job and the role, than the company and the salary for the first 3 years.
So don't just
always remember that first 3 years you're still a student earning a stipend. Don't think it's a job.
Right. Well, that's quite important. Don't run after those lucrative on-campus placements and all that always make headlines, but keep those tips in mind. Well, on that note, we're slipping into a quick break. There's lots more lined up.